watched this Elvis movie. I'm gonna do a review on it. Elvis was a music icon. The movie was good. But the thing I got out the movie was that Elvis was, using black people in that movie. They showed him as a kid up in the church getting the Holy Spirit. He grew up around black people, so he basically just took everything from black people. He took the way he dressed. He took his dance moves. He took the way he sung, he sang. He took everything from black people. And the movie was good, but a lot of musicians, white musicians, is what they do. You had Vanilla Ice back in the 90s. You got Eminem. You got Justin Timberlake here recently. Post Malone, Jack Harlow. You got all these musicians, these rappers, these singers, whatever, taking black people's identity and using it to gain, wealth, basically. They always been doing that for years, for decades. It shows you how Elvis was very uncreative. They even had a scene in the movie where he was in Memphis, Tennessee, hanging with B.B. King, and they was listening to Little Richard. Then Elvis said something very important. He was like, I wish I could sing that song, Tutti Frutti. So Elvis was looking to take songs from black people. He took the Hound Dog song from a black lady that's in Nashville. I forgot what her name was. He took that song. So he just taking stuff from black folks. But he's up there hanging with black people, stealing from them. So he was using black people for his songs, the way he moved, the way he danced. That's why he was going down in Memphis to the black side, hanging with B.B. King, listening and learning. So he can go back and take it on the road, do these shows with these white folks, these white women and all that, all that dancing he was doing. He stole from somebody black. Oh my good Lord, did Elvis steal everything from a black person? And he stole everything from that little bar in Memphis, Tennessee, where he was hanging out with B.B. King. I'm like, that is ridiculous that this guy done stole a black person's music, their whole identity. Now, what made me laugh and had me tickled was when he started dancing, all these white girls started just going out of control. Oh my God. That's how shallow them white women are, man. I'm like, look, if they saw a black dude, a musician, doing the same thing, James Brown was doing that shit, Isley Brothers was doing it, it was a whole bunch of black acts, black musicians, or black singers that were dancing like that back then, in the 50s, but everything was segregated so they couldn't see everything. They couldn't see everything. So they just thought that Elvis just came up with his own shit when he didn't. When they saw Elvis hanging out with black people, everybody put two and two together, like, oh, okay, so this dude was sitting here hanging with black folks, learning from black folks, learning how to sing, learn how to dance, learn how to dress, learn how to walk, learn how to talk. He got everything from black people. They was gonna put Elvis in jail because he was, quote unquote, dancing like a Negro, shaking and doing all his hips all crazy like a Negro. You gonna put somebody in jail for dancing like they black? Oh man, that's crazy, man. Elvis, oh man, he was a good showman, but like I said, he stole everything from black people, everything. And the white people didn't understand it. But people start thinking like, oh, okay, so They've been doing that stuff for decades, stealing things from black people, stealing things from foundational black Americans, stealing everything from them and try to make it to their own. That's why we got all these white rappers, these white singers singing R&B. We got all this craziness going on, but Elvis was the main one who started that trend. He was the first Vanilla Ice. He was the first Post Malone and the first Eminem. Basically what Elvis was. Elvis was an opportunist. He took his opportunity. He saw back then everything was segregated. So he can take things from black people and the white people wouldn't know nothing. The white people wouldn't know nothing. And that's what I took from the movie. It was a good movie. You know, everybody know that Elvis died of a heart attack. He was out there taking them pills and doing all these drugs and stuff like that. He got real big. You know, the movie was okay. It was a good movie. It was 2 hours and 39 minutes. It was a long movie to sit through. Long movie to sit through. But one thing I can say about the Elvis movie is that they didn't depict foundational black Americans bad at that time. They didn't show them doing all kinds of crazy stuff. None of that. They showed black people the way they were back in the 50s and 60s. They showed black people not committing no crimes, not doing no drugs, not doing no crazy stuff. That's the only thing I took from the movie, that they wasn't having black people looking terrible. They show everybody black in a positive light in that movie. That's what I like about that. They showed B.B. King and all these great singers back in the day, Little Richard, Big Mama Thornton, I think that's what her name was. She was singing The Hound Dog that Elvis stole from her. But they showed everybody black in a good, positive light. Everybody that was black in the movie showed them in a good, positive light. They showed them stealing nothing, doing no type of foolery in that movie. But back in those times, when Elvis was doing what he was doing, there was a bunch of white supremacists out there. They showed us Senator Eastland. He's a major hardcore white supremacist. That dude his manager, aka Tom Parker, Colonel, dude was a damn liar. He was from Holland. He was a white supremacist. So they didn't depict Elvis as a white supremacist. They kind of depicted him like as a Negro lover, basically. But Elvis, I don't think Elvis was no Negro lover. He just saw an opportunity for him to get in, get him a check. You know, he was hanging with black people, but he was also taking black people's songs and stealing black people's dance moves. Like I said, he was studying black folks. That's basically what he was doing. He was studying black people. Because like I said, everything was segregated back in the 50s and 60s until 63, 64, 65. Especially back in 55 and 56, everything was segregated. Everything was colored or Negro. Black people wasn't on TV like that. So, the Elvis movie was a good movie. Very long. 2 hours and 39 minutes. That's a long-ass movie. But it's worth a watch, though. It's worth a watch. It's just a biography of Elvis. Everything that happened to him, you know, it's all in the movie. But what I want to talk about the movie is about Elvis studying black people. If it wasn't for B.B. King and all them people out there in Memphis, Tennessee, there will be no Elvis. There will be no Elvis. Because without those black people influence, Elvis wouldn't be popular. He wouldn't have took off the way he did. Let's just say Elvis was just hanging with white folks. He wouldn't have made it to where he was. He wouldn't have made it. If it wasn't for those black people out there in Memphis, B.B. King and all them other people that he was hanging around, they made Elvis. They made EP, like they call him in the movie, EP. They made him. Black people made Elvis. There would be no Elvis without black people out there in Memphis, Tennessee. See, he had to go to the colored side of town to learn some game. That's what I took out the movie. He had to go to the colored side of town to learn everything. He couldn't go to no white people to learn nothing. He had to go to the colored folks to learn how to dance, to learn how to dress, to learn how to sing. That's what I took from the movie. And everybody who watches that movie needs to understand it wasn't for black folks, for B.B. King and all them Memphis folks that was singing the blues, that was dancing, singing like Little Richard, playing the guitar like B.B. King. There would be no damn Elvis. Elvis was a black man ripoff. Elvis took everything from a black person. Like the kids say today, swag. Elvis took a black man's swag and made it to his own. That is crazy. But I'm going to leave it there. If y'all want to watch this movie, go ahead and watch it, but it's going to be a long haul. 2 hours and 39 minutes. That's a long-ass movie. So, man, get your popcorn ready and get this. And you're going to see exactly where Elvis got all his stuff from. Foundational Black Americans. I'ma holler.